Hello and welcome to the Captain TV Open Wheel Series. You're watching on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are live at Michigan International Speedway for a 100-lap feature event. And we are getting started. They're going fast at this 2-mile racetrack, over 200 miles an hour. Top speed in qualifying. Top lap was 32.39. That is flying.
Yeah,
I got with me Alan Bledsoe tonight. As always, Alan, man, they're getting ready to come around to the green flag. What are you looking forward to?
Looking forward to an incredible race. And we actually, I haven't figured. So this is a tape delay, so I have not figured out who's on pole yet. I think it's
Robbie Otti is on pole. Got Drift in second. Karan Beckler, Sam Fontaine, Michael Benedetto, Joey Ladiseur. Pace car is pulling left onto pit road. The race is in the driver's hands as the green flag flies.
Oh boy, green flag is out, and Robbie Otti to a big jump on Scott Wise. Wise. Whew. Almost screwed that
No,
up
Scott
again.
Wise is in 17th, it looks like.
Oh, is that someone else?
Yeah, that is Jacob Gladulich up there. And there's a big wreck in one.
Oh my word, that's a...
Half the field wiped out and going through turns 1 and 2.
Wow. The 32, the 78, the 48. Someone else was involved. The 25. Oh, and the 78 spun it again.
Tough break for all these drivers. Let's see what happens.
All right, so we're gonna go all the way back to the start here, and they didn't even make it one lap here.
No, first corner, first lap, and we're on board with the 78 of Cody Beatty. See him laying back there, three wide ahead of him. Just
48.
The 48 just lost it there. Got loose on the bottom, cold tires. And took out a couple good cars. So that's Cody Beatty. And then who else is that right there?
That looks like the 25 of Michael Benedetto. So let's go back to the 48 and see how he got sideways. Did he clip the apron maybe?
I think cold tires may have just got him. Let's watch and see. Heard him come on the radio and say, "Sorry guys, cold tires just got me."
Oh, so, yep. So you could see it there. And Benedetto, he was ahead of all of that. Go back to the 25 here.
Yeah, in the meantime, we got cars. These guys all have a faster pair, so able to maintain. That's Zach Hallinan in that pink car. Michael Benedetto, like you're showing there.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like he just lost it as well, huh?
Yeah, he lost it by himself, just like Corey. These guys not totally used to open wheel racing, so makes it tough for them.
Yeah, so we've got the pace car picked back up here, and these guys all have a faster pair, so we're going to be coming back around, see what these drivers can do. Now they're out of faster pairs and have a long race left.
Uh-oh.
Did you jump to the end?
I think so. Why, Alan?
Just space bar it and pull your stuff up. Jump back to lap 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I almost did the same thing, but it's one of those things we have to get used to on a tape delay broadcast is you can't hit that jump to live button because live is last week.
Yeah, makes it tough for us.
So we'll take a 20-second break while Alan gets this figured out, and we'll be right back on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. You guys hang in there, and we'll get you back live racing.
This presentation is brought to you by the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are a for-hire broadcaster. If you would like us to stream your league, contact DayPaulB661 on Discord, member number 1015. Thank you, and enjoy the race.
All right, and we are back for the restart here. Rabiati out front still. They're starting to build that gap to the pace car. In IndyCar, or open wheel, it is single file restarts after the initial start of the race. We're going to have Rabiati, Ron Beckler made a position up on drift in that 14. Rabiati back in the throttle. Looking to get a good jump on the rest of his competitors.
There he goes.
Hopefully everybody is taking it easy on these cold tires here.
Looks like the
caution out again.
Really? Already? Oh my gosh. Who was it this time? I can't...
Looks like the 32 is the first one that's slow. Well, I don't see.
I'm not sure what caused this.
Yeah.
We don't see anybody sideways on the track,
I'm trying to listen to radio chatter. I can let you know what... I think it was a iRacing glitch or an accidental.
Well, let's go to the 84 because I know that Brighton was coming off of pit road. Perhaps it's possible that him being on the apron.
So they think somebody had stopped on the track to let somebody by. So it sounds like somebody may have stopped on the track to wait for the pace car, and then it just kind of set something off. Okay, Scott Wise, the 31,
31,
was late to the race, not able to make the start of the race, went to do a couple errands during the driver's meeting, came back, the race had started, missed the grid, and came back out, tried to let everybody by when he came off pit road. Stopped and got the black flag for passing under yellow, and then also threw the caution as soon as the green flag waved. So lots of things going on there, but bottom line, we're under caution again. Nobody with tore up race cars. But to give an update, we have the 78 of Cody Beatty, 74 Zachary Hallinan, the 48 Corey Melton, 25 Michael Benedetto, and the 31 of Scott Wise. All are at least one lap down at this point in the race. All of those were involved in that first yellow.
Wow, difficult
we've
circumstances.
Got some takers on pit road, Brighton Hutchings, Jacob Locklear, and then two drivers in the very back. I can't tell who those are yet.
The 74.
The two.
Wait, no, not the 74.
Matt Telder and Corey Melton both coming in, top off with fuel. As is always with these open wheel races, you will come down to a fuel run at the end, so you can never be too cautious and have too much fuel in that race car.
I mean, yeah, Michigan is well known for being a fuel mileage race. However, this is IndyCar, and
it's open wheel.
Yeah, sorry, it's open wheel because IndyCar is.
Because Roger Penske will sue us if we use that phrase, because it is his and his alone. So we have to respect that here at eMRN. So
yes.
Coming off the pit road, it looks like Brighton Hutchings is the first one that came off pit road with a full tank of gas. Not sure if he took tires or not.
Actually, Telder was the first one off pit road. It looked like he never stopped.
Okay.
It was weird.
I
watched him go all the way down pit road, and I never saw a pit stop.
Okay.
But
we've got one more lap for caution flag here. So basically we have what am I looking for? A hot track this afternoon. The air temperature of 80 degrees, track temp, of 93. So they are going to be dealing with handling issues a lot with cars in front of them, crossing up their wake, getting that air disturbed in front of them, having to use those adjustments in the car often, almost multiple times a lap to keep up with the changes, and depending on whether you're in traffic or passing someone or if you're in clean air. So a lot of adjustments in these race cars that they're going to have to do throughout the race. They've got one to go. You should start seeing these drivers form up on the high line, single file, and start to let the distance build with that pace car. So I heard somebody got a speeding penalty going down pit road there under caution. Pit speed limit is 55 tonight. So pace speed is 70. They're going into the corner at 220. So you got to go from 220 to 55. Probably feels like you're going an inch an hour. So a big gap, a big change for these drivers. Like we've talked about in previous weeks, not all of them have a button mapped for that pit limiter. So somebody's going to have to do a drive-through penalty. It sounds like they're going to have to do it under green flag conditions. But we are back racing as Robbie Audi continues to lead. He has the option to go anytime that pace car gets off the track. He waits late into the restart zone and it is away. And I'm a little bit ahead of you. Sorry about that.
All good.
So Robbie Audi down into turn one as he's got Karan Beckler behind him. He's moved up from the third position at the start.
Oh boy. Was that Benedetto that just about spun himself off turn two?
31 is slow. So it may have been Wise.
No, it was...
Oh no, Wise was coming off pit road, so...
It's the guy that's getting passed by the pink car behind this group here. Oh,
okay.
Not anymore. Could have been Elder or Sar, maybe.
Allanin is the pink car, so I'm not sure.
Well, that doesn't help us at all.
No. So, well, we're underway here. As we've got the top two drivers have kind of driven away just a little bit, giving themselves a little bit of a gap. Maybe not. Trying to break the draft going down the backstretch there. So that's a common move you see in bodied cars. So apparently he's wanting to do that, taking the shortest way around the track, break the draft a little bit, try to get away. You see him again going down to the apron here.
The draft really is very effective in these high speeds, even with Indy cars, which create a very small slipstream. However,
a very powerful one.
It's
very
very
powerful.
powerful.
The whole car.
Because of the engines, the size of these engines is these engines create a lot of horsepower, which, given no air to have to contend with, they can create a lot more speed.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look back on the track map, and the 84 is on the apron with a broken wheel. So not sure what happened there. He's going to have to come in, get that serviced. But we're still under green flag.
Go back and check that out.
Oh, that's yeah. I'll check it out, but I have a feeling he probably just got tight off the corner. Not used to these cars.
Probably.
But as you see, Robbie Oddie and Karan Beckler out there battling for the lead still, and yeah, that's what happened with Brighton. And that 84 car just got tight and bit the wall. So we're working lap 13 here, coming down the back stretch. Gonna run 100 laps.
These guys have actually spread out quite a bit. We have, looks like about the top 9 or 10. They've all formed up in their own pack, and then looks like 11th through about 13th or 14th maybe. They've all kind of created their own draft, and then the 74, 31, 78, and 84, they're all by themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go on board with Sam Fontaine in that 77 car and see what he's dealing with at these high speeds. And look at how little he's moving as they're too wide in front of him.
I apologize for the lag, guys. Computer can't handle that changeover.
Okay. So you see him in the corner, barely moving that steering wheel. Trying to get a little bit of a tow. Still saving fuel here, though. That's a big deal. This is a fuel mileage race. If you can make it an extra lap and a couple laps early in this race and then be the first one to pit last, you're going to come out in a good position.
Absolutely. And caution can change that in a heartbeat. There's
a crash in turn 1. I just heard on the radio. Looks like the caution's out. 35 car.
35 car?
Yeah, Karan Beckler, who was running P2.
I have not gotten to that point yet.
How did I get to lap 19?
Dude.
That's what. Okay, so I am not rewinding anymore during the race because I tried to catch back up to you when I went to look at that Brighton thing. So spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Karan Beckler.
Hold on, buddy. So you see him battling for the lead here, working lap 17. Yeah, I don't think I hit anything. I must have, but I think it jumped on me because I was looking at the same thing you were. Robbie Oddie, Karan Beckler up front battling with Dan Morera right behind.
Oddie trying to keep the lead here. Down the back stretch, and he goes all the way to the bottom of the track. And here comes... that's not Morera, that's Telder. Matt Telder, where did he come from?
Not sure where he started. He started...
He was back in 11th. Oh, and Oddie and Karan Beckler, your top two, get into a spin here. Make contact.
Looks like maybe a misjudged. Yeah, they just touched going into the corner. It looks hard to put blame from that angle.
Yeah, I couldn't
Somebody's
tell
coming up,
whether
somebody's
Beckler
going
came
down.
or Oddie came up. It looked to me from that angle that Oddie came up.
Unfortunate, these guys running out front. Take themselves out. I'm going to have to use a fast repair, but they're still in it. Both guys going to try to drive around here and get caught back up.
Is the caution out?
Yes, the caution is out.
Okay. I genuinely can't tell because it doesn't show that until after the pace car. Oh. Yeah, there's the pace car.
So that leaves Matt Telder in the lead. Seas parted, and he took the position. So we're going to see how this is going to work out with all the pit stops. We're 20 laps into a run. I'd say that's early enough to pit. So we're going to have to wait and see what all of these leaders decide to do. So we have Matt Telder, Dan Marrera, Joey Ladouceur, Sam Fontaine, Austin Saar, all in the top 5.
Luke Daniels is in 6th. Jacob Locklear in the 83 is in 7th. Jacob Gladulich is in 4th, or Drift, as many call him. Rabiati is in 9th. What did I say? Oh, and somebody just lost a wheel? That Audi that has a wheel just kind of bouncing around? It is.
Yeah, if he caught back up, it definitely is.
Yeah, that wheel is actually doing more damage to the car.
Oh, he's going to have to get a new car regardless, so.
And he missed his pit stall.
No. Oh, yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah. Rough day for that 44 already.
Absolutely, but good thing about a fast repair is he's right back in it. You know, didn't lose a lap like some of the guys early on did.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have to see. I think a few of them are going to try to possibly take a wave around here.
I don't see wave arounds happening unless Telder comes in. Nobody's in front of Telder, who is the leader.
Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see if he comes down pit road first, I guess, because there's some guys that are a lap down, and remember they pitted during that last caution.
Yeah.
And to give themselves an opportunity if another caution were to come out, and I bet I would imagine seeing the leaders coming down this time. You know, 21 laps into the race, we've had a few cautions, but how long do you risk staying out there and getting trapped in a green flag
cycle? Telder is going to come down pit road. That's going to put everybody that wanted to take the wave around, going to give them that chance. Telder's going to start at the rear of the field, though. Gave away all of the track position he just gained.
Yeah, but it's a big track and able to make those moves. I mean, he started in 12th position and was leading in 20 laps. So had a little help from the guys that wiped out earlier, but still able to come back. Don't count him out for sure. As you see the drivers that are getting the wave.
25, 48, 78, 31, and 84, all taking the wave around.
So that's going to put the 25 and the 48 and back to 1 lap down, and then Scott Wise will be 2 laps down still. So need a little bit more help for those guys, but that's going to give the 74, 78, and 84 their laps back.
Which is much needed for all 3 of them.
Absolutely. So that is going to cycle the lead back to up to Dan Marrera. As we've got 1 lap to green, I believe.
Very interesting. That 26 takes the lead over on pit strategy here.
Yep, and he had a win earlier this season as well, so has a lot going for him. Came in as the points leader, I believe, or very close to it. I'm trying to get that pulled up for you guys real quick. As we are back to green. Dan Marrera out front leading them.
Wow.
And Luke Daniels right behind him. Luke Daniels has taken over the points lead. Dan Marrera 9 points behind Luke at this point, and they are 1-2 on track.
Luke Daniels got such an incredible restart that he was in front of the 77 by the time they crossed the start finish line for that restart.
Yeah, and I think that's allowed to happen. I'm not super sure about that, but there's no black flag. I haven't heard anything on the radio yet, so Luke Daniels to the point in that 98 machine, but not so fast as Dan Marrera is coming back to his outside.
Dan Not So Fast Morera on the outside.
And then is Mr. Fontaine running in third place, just waiting for a hole to slingshot around both of these guys.
Meanwhile, Rabiati has made his way back up to this pack.
Running in fourth position. Apparently he did not get a end of the longest line penalty for being involved in that accident, which I thought that was an adjustment they had made after he wrecked at the Daytona road course and came out in front.
Yeah,
but I did not get called this time, so running in P4 now.
I mean, just my opinion. We're gonna allow Captain T, the admins of Captain TV to run this race, but in my opinion, that was not the right call. I think Adi deserved an EOL for that one.
I think anytime you're involved in a wreck, whether you are the one that's causing it or you are the victim, I think everybody involved, unless you didn't hit anything, should be to the rear of the field, but that is not my cause. There's more crashing. That's the 23.
Yep.
Joey Ladouceur. I don't see. Oh, yep. Caution's out. Pace car is back out on track on lap 26.
Yeah. So, Ladouceur, the 35 goes dive bombing to the inside, and Ladouceur, I'm not entirely sure what happened. Let's go back to this. He brushes. Yeah, he brushed Locklear. And I mean, Karan Beckler made an aggressive move.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's an aggressive move. I think he was filling a hole. He saw somebody get loose and he's going to take advantage of the momentum gained. I don't think there was anything wrong with that move there, but you know, the 23, Ladouceur kind of came up into that position. So you'll see here, he gets into the side of Locklear, goes down. Beckler's just going to fill that hole, and Ladouceur comes right back up into him. So
yeah,
I don't think there's anything that
Ladouceur came up into Telder, and you can see Telder didn't really get any damage for that incident. So perhaps a little bit of net code, but Ladouceur, he kind of touched Locklear, touched wheels, and then came up, maybe just trying to fill the hole behind Locklear, and Telder was already there.
So we've got leaders on pit road now, though. We've got everybody that didn't pit is now back on pit road.
It looks like the 98 wins the race off pit road.
Yeah, so Dan Morera, Rabiati, Austin Saar, and Jacob Locklear all stay out on those old tires.
As there's some wind chimes going on behind Jesse.
A little bit of a notification.
I'm gonna make fun of you any chance I get, Jesse. Just so you know.
I can take it.
I know you can.
So admins on the radio right now telling drivers, all these wrecks have been avoidable. So let's clean it up, guys. Let's get some green flag underway. Let's get this going here, so we're not pacing all night. So definitely been a sloppy start to Michigan tonight. And a lot of, as admin just said, is a lot of avoidable wrecks. Yes, you get those big runs, but that does not mean you have to take it every single time.
Absolutely. And I mean, one factor in this is possibly the fact that we already are back up to 15 cars on the lead lap. Michael Benedetto got the wave around this time by, and is able to got back on the lead lap. So now there's only 2 cars, 1 or 2 laps down. And that would be the teammates Corey Melton and Scott Weiss.
Yeah, so they've got a lot of work to do, but a lot of time to do it, and it does not look like they're going to have short yellow flags to get there. So obviously they're going to hope that this continues for at least a few more times, and I imagine we're going to start seeing some cars out of the race as, people are starting to run out of faster pairs, and it's like the 84, the 74, another car, the 32, the 78, 25, all on pit road, topping off with fuel coming back. You see them on your track map coming to the rear of the field right there in the bottom right hand of your screen. And the pace car has started to get away, and it looks like Dan Morera is going to lead them back to green.
Dan Morera in that, well, I don't really know how to describe that color of green, but it's a very interesting color.
I love that color, that dark green.
Kind of an
not
olive
quite
green.
Hunter green, but
and those
beautiful
bright
green.
Neon green wheels.
So we're coming back to green. Let's hop on board with Jacob Locklear in the 83 and catch one of these restarts from the cockpit.
Almost gets into the back of the, who was that? Was that the 13 Austin Saar?
Yeah, Austin Saar. So you see how tough these restarts can be. You've got to time it just right, but you can't go too early. And you see him staying in that slipstream, but getting clean air on the nose of that car.
And you can just see here how much momentum he can carry just because of that slipstream. As you see Karan Beckler get to his inside and drift up a little
Slide up in front of him. Yeah. Right, saw him slid through that corner there.
Locklear back to his outside, but it's not going to be enough. Looks like Beckler is... Oh, another... A pretty aggressive move, trying to cut him off a little bit on that... coming up to the high side.
Yeah, with 70 laps to go almost. You gotta... Now we're seeing firsthand what these drivers are dealing with and what some of these drivers are trying to do with this package to pull off slide jobs, but that's just something that's not safe in these cars. So hopefully we'll get some more patience and go back to remembering that we've got 70 laps in this race remaining.
Yeah, for sure.
No sense in trying to make an aggressive move now. You've got plenty of time to get there. I would say probably at least 2 more stops if I had to guess. Maybe just one if somebody can push it to lap 60, but probably I would say safe bet would be 2, unless somebody does massive fuel save.
Yeah.
It does look like this pack of cars that just went on pit road has fallen back a little bit to where maybe they are starting to think about making it on one more stop. You see Rabiati go around Dan Morera and back out to the front.
And here comes Morera back to his inside. These guys going back and forth, just kind of drafting off of each other. Actually pulling away a little bit from Austin Saar in third.
Yeah, I think if they would stay lined up, those cars would probably get away a little bit as those cars behind them are running side by side, killing that momentum. And you see them pull away.
Side draft has no effect on these guys. These guys can run side by side without actually hurting each other's momentum, unlike what it is in NASCAR.
Well, I mean, they've pulled away quite a bit here from these guys that have been running side by side, so maybe not as much of a factor, but definitely not as fast as a straight line.
Well, that may be true. It may be because these guys are still having to get out of the throttle just a little bit to give each other enough room, and it's scrubbing just enough speed to give those two in front of them, an advantage. As here comes the 26 back to the inside of Rabiati. Gonna take that position over again.
And you see, as that's happening, that third place driver, Austin Saar, has cleared that side-by-side battle. I say that as looks like
Here comes Karan Beckler.
So they get back in line. Now they'll catch those two that put a little distance very quickly. So Karan Beckler not satisfied, running behind anyone, wants to lead all these laps, wants to get back to the front. Remember, it was him and Rabiati that took each other out early in this race and now are back up to the point.
Is it possible that that 35 might just be a little bit angry behind the wheel? He has been kind of trying to pull off some slide jobs off the corner and cutting people off. It seems he might be a little bit upset behind the wheel after that incident.
Absolutely, I would be a little upset too if I got wiped out and leading the race, but you also have to remember these cars are not cars you can drive angry. You have to take care of your equipment, and hopefully he'll continue to do that the rest of the race.
Oh, here he comes with a full head of steam.
Yeah, he's going to get to the...
He hits the apron and... Oh, man, Locklear, nowhere to go.
Yeah, we kind of saw that coming with those aggressive moves, trying to get... Fortunately, that's something that can happen when you're being aggressive and trying to make up all those positions. And he's towed to the garage and likely out of this race after having used that fast repair earlier.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a very unfortunate incident here. I found it. So going into turn 1 here, just turns the wheel too much, gets it on the apron. Not a good thing to do in these cars. Aggressive goes around.
Yeah, we kind of saw that building. We didn't expect him to hit the apron and do that, maybe into another car, but pushing really hard, trying to get that straight line drive off the corner, it looked like, and it kind of hurt. He's to the inside of Dan Morera. That could have been big for our second place points driver. He gets by it. Oh man.
Austin Saar just nothing he can do.
No, absolutely not.
And let's go
coming around an open pit road.
On board with Jacob Locklear for this one. For this shot here. Take a look. Because all he saw was a backwards car in front of him. And my goodness. My iRacing.
Yeah, you need to
see if it...
New computer.
Here we go. There it is. It's going now. And you see him get sideways, and Locklear just... Yeah, he had nothing he could do.
As we have all of the leaders on pit road here, besides the 25 of Michael Benedetto.
Interesting. There.
It's like the 48's getting the wave around. So he'll be back on the lead lap, but he's not going to have any tires. Only has 13 laps on his tires, though. Still having some connection issues, it looks like.
I'm not sure. I'm not totally certain, but we know that Karan Beckler's already used his fast repair. I'm not sure about Saar and Locklear. Do you remember if they were involved in that first wreck?
Saar was not. Locklear, I couldn't say for sure. Locklear is still on pit road, so is Saar. So I can't tell you.
Maybe Locklear had his...
Wait and see there.
Had already used his at some point, but... I mean, yeah, he's still missing his nose, so that's...
Oh, he might be towing.
That's true. That's very true. So he's going to go a couple laps down just from towing, and I'm looking at that car.
No, so we've got
Drift.
Drift back out front. He's the only car that stayed on the track. I thought Benedetto did, but he only picked up. Oh, looks like he's coming down pit road right now, actually, huh?
Yep.
As are a few of the guys in the back.
Along with a couple of other cars. But I'm curious to see. Yeah, Scott Wise. He's getting the wave around. I'm not. Oh, that's right. I remember this now. So there was a new rule put in place by Captain TV, by Chris Scala himself, the league owner, where on cautions in oval races, they have instituted a lucky dog rule.
Yeah, and that is in hopes of that lapped cars hopefully will not race the leaders as much, knowing that they have an opportunity to get their lap back, being the first car one lap down. So they're hoping that lapped cars maybe won't be so aggressive. We've seen Scott Wise in the past where he was super aggressive trying to get that lap back. We've seen other drivers, trying to think of somebody off the top of my head. Maybe Michael Benedetto has raced for that. Sam Fontaine, I think, has also raced really hard to get a lap back before. And sometimes that can cause issues where the leaders don't think your aggressiveness needs to be up there. And trying to get that lap back as much as that lap down car thinks they deserve to race for it. So to try to help that situation, they've kind of decided let's give this a shot and see how it works.
And so
looks like
far,
Jacob.
So
looks
far,
like Gladys went really early. All right, go ahead.
So far, I think these crashes have not been caused by lap cars. They've been caused by late lap cars racing each other, which I think, while that's not necessarily the goal, I'm kind of unintended consequences. At the same time, lap cars aren't causing crashes, which is a good thing.
Yep, absolutely. So we've got the Drift out front in that 14. Robbiati is running in second in that 44. Sorry, I had a brain fart. And then Dan Morera in third, going to the inside. Right behind them is the two of Matt Telder working his way back up to the front. He's been pretty patient getting his way there.
He was involved in that crash with who was it? Benedetto? No. Who was that? That was it Fontaine? I don't remember. I'm gonna let my brain fart.
He was in one of those crashes earlier, but didn't get a lot of damage. Able to one of those net codes.
Yeah.
Looking for my notepad that I wrote notes on and don't know where it went, so I was trying to help you out. I dropped it.
This is gonna be an interesting day of broadcasting. Stay tuned. Later on tonight, we will be at Long Beach. Remember, this is a recording.
Tape delayed.
Yeah, tape delay. Oh my goodness, Telder. He saved it. Matt Telder saved that race car. That was crazy. Did you see that, Jesse?
I did not. I looked down for a second trying to find that notebook again. So I saw him down on the apron and come back up. What a save by Matt Telder, though. Didn't destroy the car. Doesn't have that position, but only running back in 8th place. So not a total loss, and he'll be able to work his way back up.
Trying to race drift there, and just kind of nearly touched him and got a little bit loose off of turn 2.
Yeah, probably put a little more wheel in it than he wanted to, and had to go back out there and save that car.
It is not easy to save these things, so that was a very impressive job by that 2 car. Meanwhile, out front, we've got a 4-car race for the lead right now. Joey Ladisser has also join the mix here.
Yeah, as these guys keep switching back and forth for that lead, they're letting a lot of these drivers come back up. I think Luke Daniels is trying to get back in this battle as well in that 98 car points leader. Again, he's ahead of the current leader, Dan Morera, by 2 points. So everybody
what?
Everybody battling for every position. Sorry, I was looking at the points here, trying to make sure I was right. Didn't finish my thought. But so we've got...
You leave me on a cliff when you don't finish your
I just
thought
want to
like
make
that.
sure you're paying attention. So Dan Barrera and Robbie Oddie switching back and forth for the lead. Joey Ladisura riding in third position as he's going to the inside of Oddie, trying to make a pass there. And then right behind them is Drift in that 14 car, Sam Fontaine, Zach Hallinan, Matt Telder, Corey Melton, Michael Benedetto, Cody Beatty, Brighton Hutchings, Jonathan Thomas are your cars on the lead lap. There are 13 on the lead lap right now. Currently 1 or 2 laps down is Scott Wise, Austin Saar, Jacob Locklear, both involved in that most recent wreck with the 35 Karan Beckler.
And almost all of them, with the exception of maybe 2, maybe 3, are right here in this big pack that you see going through turn 2.
Yeah, only a handful back there trying to save extra fuel in case this does go green. Hasn't looked like a green flag race up until this point, but they are working lap 10 of this green flag run. So yeah, we went back green on lap 41. And there's a spin.
Someone's spinning around. That's the 77 Sam Fontaine. And he got collected by a couple of cars.
Yeah, I saw that out of the corner of my eye. It looked like somebody was right up under him.
Let's go back and take a look and see what happened here.
See Matt Telder right behind him. I don't know if they touched. I just saw him really close. Nope, definitely touched.
Yeah.
Telder just bumped him and kept on going. So Fontaine can't be happy about that move there. And I'm not sure what.
I mean, it took out one of Telder's teammates too. Because Telder was right there, and I don't know what else to say besides he just dumped him. And then here comes Austin Saar. I think that's Saar. Yeah, that's Saar. And just nowhere to go. That's one of Telder's teammates, so that's...
Yeah, and then Zach Hallinan, he got a little damage, but he made it through somehow.
Hallinan in the 74.
Yeah, so go back and watch him. I mean, he got a little damage, but man, let's ride on board with him. Let's go to cockpit view.
Okay.
Watch this move.
So...
Oh, you went all the way back to the front stretch.
Yeah.
So here...
It was an accident.
So you see the wreck happening up there. You see smoke. He goes towards the wall. Oh, my goodness.
He locked it down.
And that's the only reason he hit the wall is because he hit the brakes so hard. But if he didn't, he would have been destroyed.
Wow. That was actually pretty impressive. We've got cars on the pit road now, as Morera driving all the way through the pit stalls.
Well, I guess there's no pit stall rule, huh?
I guess not. 32's a little slow. What's going on with Thomas? Something happened there. I'm curious.
It probably just got loose and
with his left front?
Oh, I don't know. Just guessing.
He's missing a left front wheel, which is very
well. You
odd.
said they don't. You said they don't drive well without wheels, so that's what he was doing. That's what you told us.
No, they really don't.
So it looks like that might cycle the 98 out to the lead if my scoring pylon's correct.
Yeah, that would be correct. He is out in front of Matt Telder, and Dan Marrera came out the first car with tires.
So if that's the case, he's going to have a very good points day, and him and Marrera are right in that dogfight, as I've said all night. So they have just taken the 1 to go signal and are going to be lining back up. And that did take out Austin Sarr. I don't know. He's going to be done for the race, so he's out of this race now.
Yeah. He was already a lap or two down, so...
No, he's coming back out onto the track, so was able to get some of that damage repaired, or maybe he didn't have to use a fast repair that last time and just got it fixed, so...
Well, he was missing a wheel, if I remember, or he had a loose wheel. I'm not sure. He's back out there anyway, which, good for him.
Yeah, I'm going to get all the points he can, no matter what the result is. Expect more crashes throughout the evening.
For sure.
Going to be able to get back up there, so... Or at least log more laps and pass more cars. It looks like the 98 is coming around, letting that pace car build, going through turn 4 right now. And he goes just a little before that Geico restart zone. The driver has the option anytime right there once the pace car leaves the track. Looks like we've got Robbie Oddie coming around the outside of Matt Telder.
Telder almost gets into him, but lets him have that spot.
And here comes Marrera on the inside trying to make a move.
Marrera, that first car on new tires. No, wait, Audi is. Audi get by Marrera.
He's faster.
He's faster. So much faster. He crossed him, or he passed him before we even knew it.
There he is, taking a look on the leader. He's got new tires. That's a battle against old tires. We'll see how Luke Daniels' car is handling and if tires make a big difference or not.
And he takes that position over. But here comes Daniels back to his outside. Ran in that draft, and now he's going to be there. As Jonathan Thomas finds himself back on pit road, he's 3 laps down now. Austin Sarr's already passed him, so Jonathan Thomas is pretty much done for the day.
Yeah, unfortunate for him. Working really well tonight, trying to get the best finish he could. Currently 17th in the points right now before this race started. Hoping to make up a few more positions on some drivers, but not able to do it.
So
tonight
how do our point standings look like?
Right now we've got, before this race, we had Dan Marrera up by 1 point on Luke Daniels. Then Austin Sarr in 3rd place. He is down 20 points to those 2 drivers. So this is going to be a big hit in the points for him tonight unless he can make up some ground, which it looks like he is well off the pace right now. And then Corey Melton is in 4th place after that win last week at negative 53 to the leader. So up 5 positions just from Chicagoland alone.
Guess where he's at? 5th place.
Oh, he's making a move. So he was 2 laps down earlier this race.
No, the 2. Matt Telder spins out of 6th place.
And we are under caution again. And he had 20-lap tires, so I'd be curious to see if that was a tire issue or...
Might have been a factor. Let's find out.
Or maybe it could have been nose damage from getting into the back of...
Oh, I went back a full lap on complete accident. Alright, I guess we're watching this entire lap. Sorry, guys. So, coming down the front stretch, across the start-finish line, just kind of riding by himself here, and goes into 1 and 2, and almost hit the wall. He turned it way harder, turned the wheel way harder than he wanted to, and he almost hit the wall as a result. So instead of getting too tight and hitting the wall, he oversteered it and, well, got loose.
Yep, saved the race car, though, did not hit anything. So with that, we're going to take a quick break from all these cautions here, and we'll be back to bring you the finish of the race. You're watching the Captain TV Open Wheel Series on the Electronic Motor Racing Network.
This presentation is brought to you by the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are a for-hire broadcaster. If you would like us to stream your league, contact DayPaulB661 on Discord, member number 1015. Thank you, and enjoy the race.
All right, and welcome back. We're lined up for the restart. Joey Ladiseur, Jacob Gladulich, Drift in second, and then we got Michael Benedetto in third, Cody Beatty, Sam Fontaine, Scott Wise back on the lead lap. So those are your top 6 as we are back racing with 38 to go.
This race is kind of
cycled. It has cycled. Look, all of our front runners, Robbie Audi, Dan Morera back in 7th position right now, going to have to make up some ground on all these drivers that just leapfrogged them through the pit cycle.
And these guys, it's unlimited number of tires, right? Right, Jesse?
I believe so.
So these guys just wanted to get fresh tires, fill it up with fuel. Meanwhile, Ladiseur and Gladulich and Benedetto, those guys wanted to stay out and lead a few laps during this race, get some extra points. Although I'm not entirely sure if leading a lap gets points. I can't remember for sure, but either
front,
way, they want
to
show themselves.
So we've got Michael Benedetto battling for the lead right now. He was involved in that crash earlier in the race.
Lap 1.
And he's bringing along with him Cody Beatty in the 78, right there on the bottom. So looks like 78's thinking about going to the bottom. Didn't quite make the decision here. Going to stay in line with Benedetto.
And we haven't said his number in basically the entire race, with the exception of when we were calling when he was taking a wave around. So that 78 coming back up to the front out of nowhere.
Another guy up front. Look at that 31, Scott Wise. You know, was 3 laps down at one point from missing the start of this race, has worked his way back through all of these yellow flags and able to get right back up there and is battling for the win here with 35 laps to go.
Absolutely impressive by that impressive work by that 31 car, up to 4th according to the leaderboard here.
Yeah, he's actually working the outside of 2nd place right now, Michael Benedetto.
And almost brushes the wall, but he's going to make that pass. And he's going to look at first, going to make a move.
And he's going to get that too. He's going to be clear. And somebody coming on the outside there, and that's going to be Jacob Gladulich Drift in that 14.
Makes that pass on Michael Benedetto, and working on trying to get back up to Scott Wise. Cody Beatty gets back around that 31. And Scott Wise gets back around him going into turn 1.
Yeah, you see 33 laps to go, and these guys are still driving like they did at the beginning of the race. Nobody wanting to just ride right now. And it's going to be a battle of attrition if they keep driving like they have been, and somebody that's been able to keep their nose clean might come out of this by themselves. I don't think Scott has been in any incidents yet today, or maybe one.
There's
been a lot to keep track of.
That first one. I think he was involved when Corey got loose by himself.
I think you're right, because I think that got all of the AAM drivers. So
yeah, and more.
Yeah, more. So the first guy that's on new tires working his way back is gonna be
Robbie Oddie, I believe.
Robbie Oddie up in the 6th position. So, no, a lot of Sirs on older tires as well. So, Oddie in 6th position. Happy to just kind of not push super hard. He's in a battle here, but
that was
as
close.
I say that, that was close. Gonna continue to move through the field, though. Still stuck in 6, neither not able or not willing to put his car in risk yet.
Corey Melton just kind of riding behind him, also trying to stay patient. As these guys
another driver, he's another driver that was multiple laps down at one point. This is the 48 of Corey Melton.
Absolutely, and worked his way back nicely. There's only 2 cars that have a reasonable shot that are not on the lead lap, and that is the 83 of Jacob Locklear in 14th, and Austin Sarr, who is 3 laps down, but with Lucky Dog rules could make his way back up in that 13 and 15th.
Yeah, absolutely, and he's hanging on to the pack this time, so must have got some more damage repaired during that last caution and able to get that car drivable again.
As Matt Telder, he's kind of held back and dropped out of this pack.
Yeah, and something I'm seeing is Dan Marrera, Robbie Oddie, and Corey Melton are just kind of riding with each other there, not battling those 3 cars. Everybody else throughout the pack is kind of side by side, pushing each other. If you ride on board Dan Marrera, I bet you're going to hear a lot of out of throttle time, not taking the runs that he wants, and just being patient.
As my computer is still trying to catch up with the frame rates, and it's smoothed out now, just like my smooth brain.
So yeah, you hear him a lot of off throttle time, just trying to not take these runs as quickly as he's wanting or could.
Yeah, he's getting off the throttle, kind of burping it going into the turns, and just taking it as it is. He's staying in 4th gear, which is quite interesting. It's a very interesting strategy. He's trying to keep the speed as low as he can, or he's trying to keep the speed to a reasonable but not overly quick pace.
Yeah, you'd think if he was trying to save fuel that he would be riding in 5th or 6th gear, but I guess those RPMs bog the motor down and it doesn't drive as well, and maybe that, there's no telling why he's doing that, but he's got a lot more experience in these cars than some of these guys do. But you see the 84 there making some moves. One guy that was a lap down at one point and making moves up through the field, and you see Morera and Audi happy to let him go by, not trying to push it any. As the 14 of
Drift.
Jacob Gladulich on pit road, got 23 laps on his tires. So I wonder if these leaders are going to have to hit pit road soon.
Oh, my frame rate is dying.
All right, well, we're going to take a side-by-side break real quick while Alan works on his computer here. And we will be right back to take you to the end of this race with 24 laps to go at Michigan.
This presentation is brought to you by the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We are a for-hire broadcaster. If you would like us to stream your league, contact DayPaulB661 on Discord, member number 1015. Thank you, and enjoy the race.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Captain TV Open Wheel Series here on the Electronic Motor Racing Network. We only have 20 laps left in this race, and Scott Wise and Cody Beatty are racing each other hard for this lead. And, well, we might have enough of a, we might have a chance at actually making this thing to the end.
Yeah, these guys are running a lot cleaner now. And it looks like Corey Melton is now the first car with fresher tires. 8 laps better than everybody else on this run. And the next car behind him with fresher tires is Brighton Hutchings and then Robbie Audi, Dan Morera. But it looks like Sam Wise, Michael Benedetto, Cody Beatty, Joey Ladouceur, all those guys really wanting the lead right now. And I don't know if they're going to be able to make it to the end or if they have pit for the last time as well. They've only got 8 laps less than the rest of the field, but that may be enough to get to the end. It just depends on how they're driving.
And you're riding on board with Corey Melton as he has started pushing just a little bit more than his fellow competitors that are on even tires, and he's made his way up into 4th place.
Yeah, I'm doing a great job at that. So I think the guys have kind of settled down a little bit throughout the rest of the field, though.
Dan Marrero on pit road, along with several of the other the other leaders, actually. The 44, Robbie Oddie, Marrera, and Cody Beatty all on pit road.
So everybody must have to make another stop. You know, remember the old adage, pit first, or pit last to pit first. So I think that's what they're trying to do here.
I'm not going to lie, that motto just kind of confused me, but...
The be first to pit last?
Be the first. Be the first to pit last. See, okay, that makes more sense. Oh my word! And Scott Wise just got overtaken going into pit road here by both Brighton Hutchings and Corey Melton, his teammates. Wise went in there a lot softer than those other two.
Yeah, and we'll see it pay off as these guys come out in front off pit road, but are they going to be overtaken by the rest of the guys that have already pitted?
Here comes the rest of these guys. As looks like, was that Sam Fontaine that just made a pass on Benedetto? It was. And Benedetto almost comes down and touches him. And no, we are not saying Di Benedetto. His last name is Benedetto, not Di Benedetto. Like Matt Di Benedetto in actual NASCAR. I know that gets confusing sometimes.
Only for guys like me.
Anyway, so we've got a really big pack of cars up here that have already pitted, and guys that are trying to get back up to speed, and all of a sudden they've lined themselves out. That's impressive.
That's Robbie Oddie.
And
I believe is going to be the lead.
Has already pitted, so he must be coming down to serve an exiting penalty.
Yeah, so it looks like the 44 is going to come back out into the lead after all of this cycles as Dan Marrero just blows by him on the bottom there. And then right behind those two, it's going to be Brighton Hutchings and the 48 of Corey Melton and then the 31 of Scott Wise. So it's like it's going to be a TI-AAM battle.
Take a look at this. Robbie Oddie is back in 6th gear. Let's see where Dan Marrera's at, because he was running in 4th gear for most of this, for most of that last run. He's in 5th gear now. So Robbie Oddie and Dan Marrero. Oh, the 98 Luke Daniels. And
that's 31. Not the wreck I'm talking about. The 31 and 84 just crashed.
Oh, no. Teammates take each other out. I saw the 98 was stopped on the backstretch, and oh, Brighton is clearly not happy. Let's go back and take a look at this.
Yeah, let's take a look at what happened.
Scott Wise climbing up the racetrack here. So we're gonna go far chase.
Go to
mode.
Rear chase for far chase of Brighton. So you see him on
and Wise,
Brighton's on the outside. The 31 and the 48 pushing each other on the bottom.
Oh, and Corey
got into him.
Well, I'm not sure if Brighton came down into Corey or if the 48 came up. It just looked like they were both going for the same piece of real estate.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to put blame on that, but, you know, it might be a racing incident. Brighton maybe thought Corey should have gone lower. Corey should have thought Brighton stayed a little higher. You know, got to give and take on some of these things like that, but either way, ended the race for both of them because I believe that all of these guys have used their fast repairs.
Yeah, all three of them after that lap 1 crash. And Wise is going to have to tow. Brighton's already towed. So that ends their chances at a race win for those two. And the 98, I'm curious to see what happened, but at the same time, finds himself in the lead right now.
Yeah, and as we've got the 98 the 98's in the lead, so just coming out, and we're gonna have to wait and see how it all shakes out with under 10 laps to go in this race.
98 just takes fuel only. It looks like that the 31 that was able to, or that came out right behind him. So Scott Wise looks like he actually did use a fast repair, and the 98 did not follow pit exit protocols, so that might be an EOL or a black flag on the restart. Did you see that, Jesse?
Nope, I was checking to look into some other things on what we're coming up for. Because we're going to come back to green, I think, with, I don't know, 7 laps to go, coming to 6 to go, probably. Or coming to 7 to go.
Well, meanwhile, we have a Jacob Gladjulich is
he should get the free pass here as they take the one.
He is absolutely tailgating that pace car. Kind of looked like Kyle Busch at New Hampshire after the rain incident.
Definitely.
Oops.
Antsy to get that go ahead, so we just got 1 to go.
As Matt Telder and looks like Luke Daniels both on pit road. Luke Daniels, it looks like, has received an EOL, so he will drop to the rear of the field, and Dan Morera gonna restart this race with 7 laps to go. Second half of this race has just kind of flown by, hasn't it, Jesse?
Yeah, we got that long green flag run and put down almost 30 laps until we got this most recent yellow, so. So we've got Dan Morera, Robbie Oddie, Corey Melton, Cody Beatty, Sam Fontaine, Michael Benedetto, Joey Ladouceur, Zachary Hallinan, Matt Telder, Luke Daniels are the cars on the lead lap. And as these guys are coming around through turns 3 and 4, field in the hands of Dan Morera.
Morera and Robbie Oddie both get a really solid restart. This is going to be an interesting race between these two. Oddie already made the pass.
Yeah, I bet they're going to pass. Got 7 laps to go. I bet there'll be 12 more passes for the lead Here goes one right here. As Corey Melton's going to get a big draft in that 48 third position, and right behind him, Cody Beatty and Sam Fontaine right in his wake. Looks like these guys are going to, well, I say that, and then Moreira goes to the inside. I thought they were going to try to push each other out there and wait till the closing laps. No such chance as Moreira back to the lead.
Absolutely outstanding racing here between the top 6 cars, going all the way back to that 25 of Michael Benedetto, who has had a very eventful race. And here comes Corey Melton to the inside of Dan Moreira.
Yeah, last week's winner got his first win on an oval track in the open wheel series, and he's going to try to make that move. Not going to make it. Has the 78 to his inside now. That's Cody Beatty. As Moreira gets pushed back out to the lead. I'm not sure you want to be leading on the last lap.
I'm not either. This is a lot like a super speedway, and
but at the same time, it seems like whoever leads the lap gets passed into one, but then makes the pass for the lead back into turns 3 and 4. So it depends on where the runs come from, as the 48 is going to take a big run, go to the outside, and try to make the pass on Robbie Audi up top. Not able to do it. Audi's going to...
We'll see. He might have some momentum coming off the high side.
Oh, they come close together there. Yeah, so he
Here
does
comes
get
Cody
it as
Beatty.
Up the middle, on the bottom, and Cody Beatty to the front with 3 to go.
Still not sure.
Audi
I think this
and
might
Moreira,
be too early to be leading. Here
yeah,
comes
Audi
Corey
and
Melton.
Moreira, who have led most of this race, now are looking at 2 cars in front of them they haven't seen all race long.
Audi slides up just a little bit, blocking that 25 of Michael Benedetto. Corey Melton making some moves on the 26. Here comes the 78 to the inside.
It looks like Melton dropped down on the front stretch there to block the bottom. Thought that was the best way to go. Wasn't a late move. He actually gave the top, and he's going to do it again here.
And Dan Moreira has... Oh, as Beatty and Audi make a little bit of contact in turn 4.
Yeah, so it looks like we're coming down to the final lap. So Melton out front. Or 2 to go. White flag. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. You had a different screen up there. So it's down to Melton, the 26 of Dan Moreira, Cody Beatty, Robbie Audi. They're going to be trying to 3 wide into the corner. Not going to work. Corey Melton off front. They're wrecking behind. That's Audi in the wall. Moreira in the wall. Melton to the line first with Cody Beatty right behind him. Corey Melton's going to come from 2 laps down and win the race, while the race favorites of Dan Moreira and Robbie Audi crash in the last corner. And I don't think Moreira is going to get to the line.
That is going to cost him big time.
In the points, for sure.
Yeah. So let's go back and take a look at what happened here, as Corey Melton has won this race, and I'm seeing Beatty might have made contact with the 26. Net code.
Net code.
Absolute net code. That's absolute mayhem coming across the line as Audi, he rides the fence all the way to the line. That's the only reason he was able to cross it. Go back and
that is some costly net code for Dan Moreira.
Yeah, definitely in the points. Uh-oh. Oh, come on, computer. Work.
Here, let's go on board with Moreira on this last lap. See him working to the outside of the 48 here. And Corey has enough to clear, doesn't do it, chooses to stay on the bottom and defend that bottom lane. Says, you're going to pass me, you're going to do it the long way. So he gets to kind of the quarter right there, that right rear tire. And then he thinks he's going to have it. Melton's got it there. He thinks he has second place.
Oh, Audi just absolutely climbed him. That was actually kind of impressive. And Morera trying really hard to get. Yeah, that gearbox is fried. He's not gonna move. He has no rear wheels.
Officially
no
credited with 10th position in the race. So 10th place finishing position, 1 lap down, as he was running, thinking he's going to get P2, P3 at the worst. And Luke Daniels, his prime challenger for that championship points lead, comes out with a top 4. So it ends up being a good day for Luke, not so much for Dan, and that should be enough to put Luke Daniels up into the lead of the points. And I'll change this graphic to after Michigan, and it does. Luke Daniels is now your points leader, up 9 positions on Dan Morera. And Corey Melton up 1 more position, up to 3rd place in the points. Now 34 points out of the lead. Austin Saar right there behind him, negative 36. So it looks like it's going to be Sam Fontaine's in 5th position with negative 69. So it looks like it could be a 4-car race coming down to the end of the season, as we only have a handful of races left. So, Alan, man, give me your final thoughts of this race before we wrap up and take off to Long Beach tonight.
Congratulations to Corey on your 2nd win, man. That was very impressive. And this time, there was no conspiracy in that one. Nobody could fight that you had a good car, a good enough car to win the race. And you pulled off a good strategy. Great job to Corey Melton. The end of that race, just wow. That was the huge one if we've ever seen it. We had a big one on the first lap and a big one on the last lap. It was actually kind of impressive. But
yeah, and it filled in the gaps of everything in between, of what happened in between the race as well. So we went from a lap on crash 1 to a lap in the last lap, a wreck in the last lap, and there's lots of wrecks in between. So look forward to going to Long Beach this afternoon, flying across the country, kinda virtually, and we will see you guys in Long Beach. So we will see you guys here shortly. As we said, that is going to put the 98 of Luke Daniels in the points lead. Dan Morera now chasing for TI Racing. Extreme Sim Racer Luke Daniels and that team has taken the points lead. Expect to see a good race at Long Beach. We look forward to see if Corey Melton can do the hat trick with 3 in a row. Has 2 in a row now. So we will see you guys shortly. Have a good night.